Hello and welcome to my Premier League prediction show. Thanks so much for tuning in and I hope you enjoy. If you do enjoy, make sure you smash that subscribe button and like the video if you enjoyed. Without further ado, we have a whole host of fixtures starting off on New Year's Day. Everton will be taking on Leicester City. This is the 12:30 kickoff and it's between two sides you would expect to be in the next bracket just outside the top six, not in obviously any sort of relegation trouble, just hunting for that sort of seventh spot, the European place that's left. Obviously, you have the top six, and you have everyone else pretty much. And that seventh spot is the last European place. And that's expect where I think they will finish. Everton, they've had some really weird fixtures, some really weird results. So they drew 2-2 with Watford, and then they had a 3-1 defeat to City, and then that 6-2 defeat to Tottenham. So they conceded goals left, right, and centre, and they absolutely hammer Burnley 5-1, and then they lose to Brighton. So I have no idea what to predict with Everton. Leicester City, they're the same. They have 2 defeats in a row to Tottenham, and then they lost to Crystal Palace. Then they have amazing results. They go to Chelsea, win 1-0. They beat Manchester City, the champions. And then you're thinking, oh, they're going to walk over Cardiff, and they lose 1-0. So they're quite hard to predict, both sides. I'm going to go for a 0-0 draw because I have absolutely no idea how this one will go. Both teams are very, very unpredictable. And they're not the only ones. Wolves are unpredictable, Watford are unpredictable, and West Ham. All teams that are in that next bracket. So I'm going to go Everton 0, Leicester City 0. Next we have Arsenal versus Fulham. Now this one finished 5-1 last time they met. And Fulham, they've sort of stopped conceding so many goals as of late. Since the 4-1 defeat to Manchester United, they've had a 2-0 defeat to West Ham, and then they had 0-0 against Newcastle, 1-1 against Wolves, and then they had a 1-0 win against Huddersfield. So 2 clean sheets in the last 3 games. So things are looking a lot brighter for Fulham. They're still in the relegation zone, but they've stopped conceding so many goals. Arsenal, they are in 5th place, 2 wins, 2 defeats and 1 draw in their last 5 games, including that absolute hammering they received at Anfield, a draw against the likes of Brighton as well. And they also lost to Southampton, so they're a very hard team to predict. However, they're at home. Their home form tends to be decent. They haven't lost to anyone outside of Manchester City. They lost to, I don't think they've lost to anyone else, have they? Yeah, they've only lost to Manchester City at home. So that points towards an Arsenal win. I'm going to go 3-0 to Arsenal. Comfortable win, as they're really under pressure from Manchester United now for that 5th spot, as they all trying to get into the top 4. That's the only 3 o'clock fixture on New Year's Day. And finally, the last game on New Year's Day is Cardiff versus Tottenham. Now, Tottenham, they are also a very, very weird team. They absolutely were destroying. They won 4 games in a row. They beat Leicester. They beat Burnley. They absolutely smashed Everton. They put 5 goals past Bournemouth, and you're thinking they are going to start closing down Liverpool now, and then they go and lose 3-1 to Wolves. The Premier League is so unpredictable at the minute, so unpredictable, and that doesn't make my job any easier. Very, very, very weird results indeed. Cardiff, they're going fine. They're going fine. They're outside the relegation zone, which they would have wanted at any point. As long as they're outside the relegation zone, it doesn't matter where they are safe. And that is their aim for this season. 2 wins, 2 defeats and 1 draw. I don't think this is going to be a walkover for Tottenham by any means, but I think they'll win. I'm going to go 3-1 to Spurs. I will be covering this game on my channel for the live stream, so check that out if you haven't already. And next we go to the 2nd, so the day after New Year's Day. This is when the majority of fixtures are taking place. Majority of those are at 7:45, besides Newcastle versus Manchester United, which kicks off at 8. Bournemouth versus Watford is the first game. Both sides had an amazing start to the season. Both sides were in the top 6 for a while. Both sides are now starting to drift away. Bournemouth, they're starting to concede goals right, left and centre, and they've lost 4 of their last 5 games. Watford, they've had 2 wins, 2 draws and 1 defeat in the last 5 games. So they are slightly better. I'm going to go for Bournemouth because they're at home. They haven't won for a while. So I'm going to go 2-1 to Bournemouth. And they could go above, well, they would go above Watford with a victory there. Chelsea entertained Southampton last time these two met. Chelsea 1 out, 3-0 winners. But it's been all change at Southampton under Ralph Hasenhüttl. He's making them look a more attractive style, and that is much better. Southampton are just outside the relegation zone after 2 wins in a row, but 3 defeats in their last 5 games and 2 defeats in a row since those wins, beating Arsenal and then going to Huddersfield and winning as well. Chelsea, they've won 4 of their last 5 games, and only that Leicester blip. But they have looked pretty good as of late, and could go above Tottenham if Tottenham fail to win, which would be absolutely huge for Chelsea in their hunt for a Champions League spot this season. Personally, I think this one will be a Chelsea win because they're at home. I'm going to go 2-0 to Chelsea. A comfortable victory. Huddersfield take on Burnley. Huddersfield and Burnley, 2 sides that are struggling. This game is absolutely massive, and I don't want to be mean, but I feel like if Huddersfield lose this one, I think they are going to be, I think they'll get relegated. Huddersfield are on 10 points. They're already 5 points behind Burnley, who are still in the relegation zone on goal difference. So they're really struggling. They've lost 5 games in a row, Huddersfield. They're looking absolutely horrendous, to be fair. Burnley, they've also looked bad, but they have won 2 of their last 5 games, beating Brighton, and then also beating West Ham on Sunday. I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory to Burnley and a win. And Southampton, they have a tough game. They could go above Southampton and out of the relegation zone with a victory. So I'm going to go 2-1 to Sean Dyche's Burnley. West Ham take on Brighton. West Ham, one of those teams that I said was very unpredictable. West Ham are in 11th with 27 points. Brighton are in 13th place with 25 points. So they have won 3 of their last 5 games. West Ham, Brighton, they have won 1 of their last 5 games, as well as a good draw against Arsenal. Personally, their home form is really good, Brighton, but their away form is iffy and it leaves a lot to be desired. So for that reason, I'm out. I'm going to go 3-1 to West Ham, and that would see them go into the top half of the table. Now, the next game is Wolves versus Crystal Palace. This one could go either way. Both teams have had amazing results. Crystal Palace going to City and winning. Wolves going to Spurs and winning. Wolves are in 7th place. Crystal Palace are in 14th, and this one could go either way. Whatever you predict, it will probably be the opposite of what you think. I'm going to go for, because they're at home, because they went to Spurs and won at Wembley, I'm going to go 2-1 to Wolves, and they could, with some tough fixtures for the others and they're playing each other, they could start to have a bit of a cushion in that 7th space. And if they finish in 7th, Wolves, that would be absolutely amazing for the first season in the Premier League. The final game on Thursday is Newcastle versus Manchester United. Manchester United have been pretty untouchable since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer come in. 3 wins in a row, scored 8. They scored 12 goals in those 3 games. 4-1 win over Bournemouth, a 3-1 win over Huddersfield, and a 5-1 victory over Cardiff. Pogba's playing really well. Martial's putting in performances. Rashford's looking really good, and they are looking untouchable. Newcastle, they're leaving a lot to be desired. 1 win, 2 draws and 2 defeats. They are 3 points away from the relegation zone at the minute, and they have a very tough month coming up. They are playing some of the big boys, and it's going to be very tough for Newcastle indeed. Personally, United are flying. I'm going to go 3-0 to United. I think they'll go there. I think they'll win, and win comfortable. Now, the final game is the big one. It's the game that everybody's going to be glued to. Manchester City and Liverpool. Liverpool are top of the league. They are 7 points clear. They've won their last 6 games in a row. They have won 17 of their opening 20 games. They are looking untouchable. They've only conceded 8 goals all season. Manchester City, they're in 2nd. They are 7 points behind. They've only won 2 of their last 5 games. They've had a terrible run of form. There's no doubt about it. But the main man is back. Fernandinho, he's back. Kevin De Bruyne picked up a knock. It looks like he'll be back as well. So this is going to be an absolute slobber knocker. I have no idea which way it's going to go. But I have a feeling City will get the win here. I'm going to go 2-1 to City. And that would leave 4 points between each team. and it's going to put the title race back on. If Liverpool were to win, the title race is over. Liverpool will win the league. It's an absolutely huge game, and everyone's going to be glued to their television sets for this one. Personally, I think City will win. I'm going to go 2-1 to City, but Liverpool, they know they have to go there and do the job. If they win, the title race is pretty much over, and Liverpool will win the Premier League for the first time. And it will be absolutely amazing. I'm really looking forward to it. I will be covering this game live, so if you can't watch it for whatever reason, check out my watch along. Get involved. We have such lovely people in and get involved. Thank you so much for watching. Those are my predictions for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you enjoyed. Like the video if you thought it was a good one. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the amazing 2018. My name is Mike, and I will see you soon.